gentlemen, SIGVALD the GRIM here, and today we are going to be asking some questions. As I have made a post about the fact that I'm going to do a Q&A soon, and I asked you guys to leave your comments over there. But first of all, I'm going to ask the question that will most likely pop up at the comments of this video most of the time. When will be the news episode coming out? The news episode will be coming out in like 8 hours from the release of this episode. I know this is the hour and the day I usually release the news episodes, which is the next day after the arena season, but we will delay this just a little bit and maybe we'll get some new chests in the store to talk about. So, how we're going to do this? I just have my laptop open and I'm simply going to read your names and your specific question. I know some people just crop the questions and put them on the screen, but to be honest, I simply don't have time for that. I'm sorry guys. I'm not going to crop the questions and insert them in the video. I'm just going to read them. I hope you don't mind that too much. So let's get into it. First of all, we have Kaio D, who's asking, do you think that more content will be added in the game, like new characters, new challenges, etc., or things will remain pretty much the same till Injustice 3 gets released? Well, I don't know, this is a very long subject to talk about, because of the fact that we have, as another example, the Mortal Kombat mobile, which is a game also made by NetherRealms. And that game really started to receive an overhaul and constant updates a few years after its release, so I wouldn't really put the nails in the coffin of Injustice 2 yet. And Injustice 2, with all its flaws and with all the things that you guys don't like about it, it's a very good game in terms of its engines. Even though it's sometimes buggy, even though it doesn't work properly, it's the best engine that we have in terms of fighting games in the App Store. And if they don't come up with a better fighting system, they might simply just do a big update on Injustice 2 Mobile when Injustice 3 is released and make that the Injustice 3 official game instead. That's also a probability. Or we will get more things added into the game much later. I don't know. Nobody can know. Nobody expected so many updates for Mortal Kombat as well. Mortal Kombat Mobile. So we have no way of knowing that. Next question, we have Jetski. Favorite character to play which based on design, moveset, abilities, preference, etc. Well, it depends. Like, I really like playing Darkseid, but recently I have really enjoyed playing Shazam and playing Multiverse Armored Supergirl. I think those are characters that are very well designed. The only thing I don't like about Shazam is his combo in there, because while doing a normal combo, there are a lot of characters in the arena that you can't tag against after doing a Shazam normal combo. But other than that, those are the three characters that I play right now, and I find them very versatile and very unique characters. Next time, what's up? Has a comment asking, what kind of kid were you when you were young? The shy one, the extrovert one? You got that idea. What about your opinions on Injustice 3? Do you play Mortal Kombat? Will you expand your channel in terms of other games? Well, whoa, that's a lot of questions over there. So first of all, as a kid I was like, let's say the introvert one, the shy one. I was to some extent the kid that everybody picked on, because I was not really able to make friends, I was not really able to socialize properly, and it was part of my fault because I pretty much was a loser. But since then I have managed to regain my self-confidence, I have managed to make many great friends, and I'm a socially active person and I can be extrovert. Like, I'm an introvert to the core, but I am able to mimic an extrovert. If I wasn't able to do that, I wouldn't be talking to you guys like this. So yeah, childhood was rough, but right now it's much better, and if you're young and you're experiencing problems like this, don't worry, there are brighter days ahead. My opinion on Injustice 3? Well, I don't know. I give my opinion when that gets released, and I've also talked about that in the first question a little bit. Do you play Mortal Kombat? On PC I used to play it some time ago. On mobile I used to play it a lot of time ago, and I have recently downloaded it again. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. And brings me to the next question, will you expand your channel in terms of different games? Well, it depends. It depends on what you guys would like to see. Like, I play other games, but I'm not sure if you guys would be interested in seeing other games than Injustice 2 Mobile. but maybe we'll do a pool or something where I say all the games that I'm interested in playing and you guys tell me what else would you like to see. But for now I'm going to focus only on Injustice 2 Mobile, and if in the future I'm going to cover any other games, I am going to still mainly cover Injustice 2 Mobile in order to be fair for all of you guys who have subscribed to me for the Injustice 2 content. How many months have you invested in grinding your entire roster? And the devs are smoking some type of weeds who don't care for loyal fan base, only for greedy money. Well, this is by Deepak Kumar. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your names, you're going to be encountering this a lot in this video. So, first of all, as all of you know, my first account sucked because I made it on launch day. I have took a break after that for a year, and a year later I picked it up, and Arena was not a really viable thing for me. So that account was played on and off for 3 years, like 1 year at most in total. But with the new account, which has right now I think around 2.8 mil threat or something like that, I have spent almost 3 months or something onto it. Yeah, I think around that mark. And I am very happy with the progress I have there. I'll talk more about that in the secondary account updates, who will be coming pretty soon. Okay, next question is from Noisy Gaming. How is attack bonus like the ones on Close of Force calculated into damage? The attack bonus on Close of Force is calculated into damage by increasing your base attack, as far as I'm aware. Some people say it increases the total attack, but many more people say it increases the base attack, and I would think it increases the base attack as well. This is from Noisy Gaming. From Mento Oriento 808. In raids, to do high damage, do you need to have a super high power team, or do you do 1 million plus damage with 170k team? If so, how? Well, it depends. It depends on what team you are going to have, and in order to do damage with a very low threat team, with an exception that I'll mention in a minute, you need to have perfect gameplay in order to deal 1 million with a low threat team. But there's an exception. That exception is going to be a character you can unlock in the League Store, which is King of Tens Aquaman, and all you need to do in order to deal close to 1 million damage with that character is to use one special tree, because the damage on special tree is calculated upon the boss's current health. So you will deal a percentage damage of his current health, and that means no matter how weak your King of Tens Aquaman is going to be, you are still going to do some pretty high amounts of damage. Moving on. How to achieve at least Elite 1 if I can't even pass Competitor 3? Well, sir, I do have a guide about how to get Elite 4, or at least the steps that I used in order to get there. This is by Raul Anton, by the way. But I can give you some quick tips right now. First of all, you need to hit characters that are way above your threat, like the highest you can hit, and keep in mind that as I have said in the past, and as I'll keep saying, it doesn't matter the threat of the enemy, it matters the team composition of the enemy. There are high threat enemies that you can easily beat, and there are low threat enemies that will destroy you. Pick your opponents right, make more than one team, play a lot, do your best. Next question, Luis GT. What hero would you make a legendary, and what legendary hero would you make gold? Well, in terms of a legendary, a gold hero that I will make a legendary, I don't know. Maybe based on popularity, I would make King of Tens Aquaman legendary, but just for the fact in order to have a legendary that everybody is going to have from the League Store, still leave it in the League Store, leave him unchanged, but just that glowing purple. Or Multiverse Armor Supergirl, since she's got lots of passives and lots of effects, and there are a few gold characters that you see like that, and mostly that is encountered when it comes to legendaries. And what legendary hero would I make gold? I don't know, to some extent all of them are good, and please give some credit to Brainiac, because he is a good support for Manta. I would leave all the legendary heroes that are there. Look how a hero looks like legendary or gold. That border over there means nothing. The only thing that matters is how easy it is to get them. Buvan asks, who do you like, Marvel or DC? Who's your favorite character? Well, I like DC better in terms of comics. I like Marvel better in terms of movies, since they simply make better movies. From Marvel, I like Windu from Guardians of Galaxy, if you have seen the movies. And from DC, I don't know, Etrigan or stuff like that. Like, I like a lot of characters. The DC characters are great, but I'm trying to showcase characters that you guys maybe didn't hear about or don't really like that much. So yeah, it's Etrigan, it's Batman from the Flashpoint paradox or something, like the animation with the Flash, who goes into an alternative reality. Anyway, let's get to the next question, to yet another name that I will helplessly butcher. Gehad Akash, what is your favorite character from DC Comics? Mine is Harley Quinn. Well, as I have said, I think mine is Etrigan, I'd say. But there are a lot of cool characters that I do like. Next question. Where did SIGVALD the GRIM come from? Where do you see your channel in the future? Injustice or something more? Well, for now we are going to stick at doing Injustice videos. Maybe put in here and there some other games, depending on how you guys react to them, because your feedback is important to me. And the name SIGVALD the GRIM came from a pretty weird place. Like, if any of you heard of Total War Warhammer, it's a strategy game, and it's all the way back from where I didn't even know what to nickname me in games. Because when you join a new game where your nickname can't be the same as another person's, you're going to be like, well, let's try this nickname. It's taken. Next one, taken. Next one, taken. Mashing your keyboard randomly. Taken, because someone else also encountered that problem and mashed their keyboard randomly. And I randomly thought, like, there are two characters in Warhammer, SIGVALD the Magnificent, who's a pretty bad character, and Volkmar the Grim, who's a warrior priest or something, and I combined their names and made it SIGVALD the Grim because it sounded cool. Next question from... oh, and this one was from Lindley Taylor. And next question from Ninja Boy. I don't have a question, but thank you for making videos on YouTube, on this YouTube channel. You're my favorite. Thank you very much for your feedback. I really love to hear things like this. Thank you. Next from Plasmatic Labs. To hit Gorilla Growth in raids with King of Clans Aquaman, should I use CSM or Dr. Fate? And what is the best team for Phase 2? Well, usually for Phase 2, kind of the only team used is going to be the King of Clans Aquaman team, where you leave alive King of Clans Aquaman and Shazam and kill Dr. Fate and let them be tagged in and out. And in terms of Gorilla Growth, as I have seen, most of the people tend to consider that CSM and King of Clans Aquaman and Shazam are the best team, leaving Dr. Fate for another team. How to make most gear materials in a fast way. I have a video explaining that I have made fairly recently. You basically have to farm the last stages of the campaign. This is from Augustino Reichel. Joao Victor, do you think that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will be added in the game? Well, I'm not sure, and I don't think so, because their models will be pretty hard to make, and you'll have to add all of them or make models for all of them. I don't really know how they work in Injustice 2 on PC. I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. That would be pretty interesting, but I have no way of telling. Anthony Morales, don't know if you answered this, but why did you start YouTube, and do you plan to upload only Injustice 2 content? As I have said, depending on your feedback, I might start uploading other games. We'll see. And why did I start making YouTube content? Because at the time where I started uploading YouTube, the Injustice 2 mobile community pretty much lacked beginner-friendly content, let's say. Right now the situation is a lot different, with a lot of people starting to focus on beginner-friendly content and a lot of new creators coming into, but at that point that was pretty much my reason. This is from Anthony Morales, by the way. Silky has a question, which character do you think needs a refactor? Top 5 silver and top 5 gold? Well, this is a complicated question. First of all, in terms of silver, none really, because of the fact that silver characters are simply made to be a worse variant, in most cases, of the gold characters. In some cases they are a much better variant, but that's a discussion for another video. But a character from both gold and from silver would be Swamp Thing, because he really needs to get his basic attacks fixed, because he is one of the very few, if not the only character in the game who has troubles chaining a full combo without getting interrupted. And in terms of gold, yeah, rework Swamp Thing, rework Cheetah, rework Sonic Black Canary, since we still don't have a viable Black Canary character. What else? Other than that, that's pretty much it, because other than that, all of the bad characters have a much better variant and other things to pick from, I guess. Next from AGG, do you play any other do you play other games in the channel in the future? Yet again, it depends on your feedback. Right now, as I have said, I'm playing Call of Duty Mobile, a little bit of Mortal Kombat and Injustice 2. I tried Day by Daylight, but Day by Daylight's a nice game, but it's simply not my cup of cake, unfortunately. How long was your Fresh Start series? Well, I'm not so sure how long was it. I mean, you could try to backtrack it based on how many arena seasons are going to pass from that point, I guess. This is from Dominic. From Super Duper, we have a question: how to stop free gems from appearing in the chat permanently? Well, I don't know. Just try to switch it to League when you get into the game. David Tran asked a question about which do you like most from the TV shows: Supergirl, Arrow, The Flash, Smallville. Well, out of all of those, I watched like 3 or 4 seasons of Arrow, and it was pretty cool, but it got boring at some point. And other than that, I don't really watch superhero TV shows. I like superhero movies because the production value is much more quality, but in terms of the superhero shows, like, the production quality oftentimes leaves to be desired, and compared to the actual movies or to the animations, they very much lag behind. Another question from Mist. As a beginner, what are the top 3 characters you need to focus on besides King of Sand Sakomen? Well, besides King of Sand Sakomen, you should focus on pretty much any good character you get the hang of, because I have no way of knowing what characters you are going to get at a specific time when you start a game. I have no way of knowing what characters you are going to get dropped from a chest. So basically, focus on any good characters that you receive, but other than King of Sand Sakomen, you need to get as soon as possible Dr. Fate and Power Girl, because those will be characters that are going to be universally used. Another question from Ezra Gold. Do you ever plan to do a giveaway? Well, actually, I do plan to do a giveaway, but it's going to be a little bit later on. I will do a giveaway when I first get a payment from YouTube, because I want to give something back to you guys, because without you I wouldn't have made any money from YouTube. And I'll talk about the money I make and stuff like that maybe in a future video. That's a topic for another video. But when I'll get my first payment, I'll give my homies something to drink. I'll give you guys some coupons on Apple Store and on Play Store. We'll be having a lot of fun, because as they say, you need to drink your first salary. The next question is going to come from Mohamed Aktaf. I'm not even gonna try that, sorry man. What do you think of Black Manta? Which team should I play him with? Black Manta is a very good character, especially for raids. You should play him in raids with Brainiac and Justice League the Flash. Do you do 30 minutes operations or 10-hour operations? I do 30 minutes operations, but I don't really refresh them every 30 minutes. I just leave it at 30 minutes operations and refresh them anytime I get into the game. Most of the times it's like 8 to 10 times a day, or even less. This is from Plasmatic Claps again. From Let's Start Knowing, we have: hey bro, reached 1 million threat in 29 days by your motivation. Well, I'm very glad for you. That's a very good amount of threat you have managed to reach. Congratulations. Franco Trachia, should you shatter repeated artifacts? Well, depends on the artifact. Like, you'll need to have multiple Dual Blades. You'll need to have 2 Dual Blades and maybe for some teams even 3 Dual Blades. So don't shatter Dual Blades. It really depends on the artifact. If it's an artifact that you are sure you're not going to need to equip on multiple characters, then go ahead and shatter it. If it's Dual Blades, I wouldn't really suggest you do that. Next, with Gaming with Arthur, you need more animations in your videos to make them better. If you show yourself in the video, remove the background. Well, you don't like seeing my unmade bed? Look, the problem is I don't have that much time on my hands to make those videos, and for now at least I really lack the editing skills, so that's not really going to happen very soon. I'm sorry. Another question from Redblade. If you have decently upgraded tab artifact, should we need to worry that much about our damage dealers attack while we stack 3 buffs of 150% attack? Well, not really, because with 150% times 3 times, you don't really need to worry about how much attack the character has, and you're mostly going to get carried by the all blades, but of course there's already room for improvement and you have no reason not to improve your characters. I hope I understood that question right. From AwesomeGamer241, do you think there will be Injustice 3 mobile, and what features changes would you like to see in it? Well, that's a topic for a whole new video. I have answered the Injustice 3 mobile question. And the changes, I'd like a more fair monetary system. Like, I would really love if they introduce cosmetics into the game, like buying skins for a character, with the skins being purely cosmetic and not enhancing the performance of the character, but being achievable only by real money. And that way they got a way to make cash with, and will keep it at the same time 100% free to play. Wave X, what do you think of Kartos Gamings? I tried one of his glitches and they work. I think he's a good YouTuber. What do you think? Well, yeah, Kartos Gaming is a pretty cool guy. We talk from time to time also on Discord. Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. He has a nice channel and he makes some great arena content. Another question from Edwin Chedlio. What team do you prefer, League of Anarchy, Justice League, Multiverse or Suicide Squad? I like League of Anarchy and the Multiverse the most because they seem to be the most interesting and most interactive. I don't like Suicide Squad because they lack performance in raids, and the Justice League team, I'm kind of bored of them at this point, but I still enjoy them. This is from Lewisless. What is the most beautiful maxed out hero model? Well, I don't know, Darkseid I guess, because he glows from every single thing on his body. Pedro Blades, I use all my money and have 445,000 threats. Well, you don't really need to spend money on this game to do well. But if you got the money and you have nothing else to spend them on, go ahead, it's your business. But you can achieve things like that without spending any money. Next up will be from Subin Mishra, another thing that I actually butchered. Do you think the developers are going to put it a thing for extra shards we accumulate, like how it's Assassin's Creed Rebellion? I don't know how it's Assassin's Creed Rebellion, but we will most definitely need a way to use the extra shards, and that's a problem that very many people have asked for much time to be solved. I don't know how they are going to fix that. Maybe let us convert, even if they let us convert 50 shards for one prismatic shard, or 100 extra shards for one prismatic shards, even that will be great for some players, because they have all the way up to 1000 shards for things like Primal Swamp Thing. Next question from Naresh Patel. Which characters is your favorite? I mean, not from the game. Like, my personal favorite is Batman and Flash. Think both I like too much. I want more movies from DC and from them. Well, if you have watched all the movies already, you should definitely try the animations. They are most definitely movie-like quality. And as I have already previously mentioned, my favorite characters. Yeah, Etrigon, Batman, Joker, the Batman who laughs from the comics, by the way, I didn't mention that previously. And a question from Touch, can I get Black Manta's gears from Raindrops? I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I think other than either other than Enchantress or Black Manta, you can get the gears for every legendary from raids, but it's a very low chance to get them. I'm not 100% sure about this. You might not for Black Manta. And last question from Fan of Peace. He asks, this game doesn't care about us, the only thing they care about is how much money they're gonna make. What do you think of Injustice 2 Mobile? Well, I have 2 videos on that. First of all is the video on should you play Injustice 2 Mobile in 2020, and for the second one is how to fix Injustice 2 Mobile. I think you should watch those, you will have my opinion over there. And I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. Some of the people are exaggerating in terms of how money hungry oriented the game is. Since I have started a new account and it seems fair enough to me as a new player, but on the other hand it has gotten over the time much less new player friendly, and I don't think that's a good way to market your game that's getting older and older. But yet again, I develop more on the 2 videos that I have told you about. You should definitely search for those on my channel if you have got the time. And that was the last question. This was a long video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope I have answered to all your questions. Thank you yet again for watching, and the news episode will come later today. With all that being said, like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, comment down below for any questions, and I'll see you in the next one.